Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. So we've already covered East for the women that qualified to the NCAA Division 1 Outdoor Championships. And guess what? The West is up next. And of course, the performances were equally impressive for a woman qualifying out of the West. Now I'm going to kick things off with the women's 400 meters. And of course, the ever growing in confidence Nickisha Price. So she took to the 400 meters to book her ticket to the NCAA Division 1 Outdoor Championships. And yes, she stamped her class and authority there, winning her heat, running a 49.93 seconds. Now, this ended up being a facility record and the fastest qualification time heading to the outdoor championships. Now, also, for Arkansas, they have a host of teammates that are doing exceptionally well. I'm talking about Kaylin Brown, Rosie Effion, Amber Anning, and they all made the cut, and they will be heading off to the outdoor division 1 championships as well, with times of 49.98, 50.11, and 50.19. Just doing enough to qualify, minimal fuss in my opinion, but I'm very impressed by Nickisha Price. The more she runs or the more she wins, let's put it that way, is the more confident she gets in her craft, and she pretty much comes out and proves no time and time again that she's able to win and run also the fastest times for these athletes. Now, clearly, no medals are given out here, so we need her once she gets to the outdoor championships to be at her absolute best. This time for her, based on the time that she's already gone so far, is what I would consider, an easy run for her. So I'm hoping that she'll be able to go to the outdoor championships, of course, and put on a show there. But her teammates certainly will be there challenging her, the likes of Kaylin Brown, and clearly as well Amber Anning will be in the conversation, as well as other athletes vying for that crown. Now, we also did have another Jamaican that qualified, and she did a big one. So, Chuckies, when I said the performances were impressive, they indeed were from a Jamaican perspective. Now, Shaquina Foot also qualified track is running a 51.85 seconds for a big personal best for her to make it through. And as I said, punch her ticket to the outdoor division 1 track and field championships. Congratulations are in huge effect or huge order for Shaquina Foot, and this major breakthrough for her. And clearly we've been looking at her from she's been in high school as one of those athletes that will become big in the future, and I'm just hoping that she continues to progress along this stead, and hopefully we'll be able to see her don the Jamaican colors as a senior and rep us. But for now, Nickisha Price seems to be leading the way, and yeah, congratulations to her as well. I look forward to the performances. Now, let's jump over from the women's 400 meters. We're going to go straight into the women's high jump, where we had Lamara Distin qualifying, jumping a 1.84 meters. Now, this qualifying jump for her was ranked first. Well, four athletes were tied for first with the qualifying. I think he only had to jump 1.84. They all did that on their first attempt, had clean boards up to that particular moment. So they all tie for first place. So it's going to be interesting to see what Lamar Distin does once she gets to the outdoor championships. She's already a 2-meter jumper, right? So with that said, Trekkies, I'm interested to see if she's able to get back to those heights. And of course, as well, dying to see what she does for Jamaica on the outdoor stage when it comes to the Olympic Games. Remember, we're seeing a kind of downward momentum in the high jump, and this is the time to strike. For new athletes coming in the event, this is definitely the time to strike. And Lamar Distin is positioning herself perfectly to hopefully strike on the global stage. Now let's jump over from the high jump and let's jump into the women's triple jump, where Akila Smith jumps a whopping, well, should I say whopping? But anyway, whopping 14.31 meters to qualify. Yes, big jumping for her. Now, unfortunately, even though they have season's best beside it, it's not a season's best because the wind is above the allowable. It's a positive 3.3 meters per second wind. Now, I did notice that for the West qualification, the winds most times were actually, unfortunately, above the allowable. So most athletes, even though they did do, great times, unfortunately, they won't register register either one as season's best or, personal best as well. And in this case, this distance for Akila Smith does not register as a season's best because the wind is above the allowable, but still fantastic jumping for her. And guess what, Trackies? I'm seeing breakthrough for athletes, and Shanika Ricketts will have some good youngsters to join her, hopefully, in the near future to championships representing Team Jamaica. We also had Rihanna Phipps here, and she jumped a 13.67 meters to qualify again and punch her ticket to the outdoor championship. So congratulations to her. Now I did talk about Shantae Foreman, jumping the collegiate lead. That was a 13.95, right? So guess what? Jamaica is doing it big in the field events. When you look at different events across the field, we have representation. And I'm talking about representation that is strong right at the top. So good qualifying from our girls. And yeah, we'll see them at the outdoor championships. So next, we're going to jump over to the women's 800 meters where Kellyanne Beckford lined up here and she qualified running a time of 2 minutes 03.99 seconds again to punch her ticket. Yay! To the outdoor championships. Now, based on what I'm seeing, I believe it's only one Jamaican that made it through on the female side. But guess what? We have a few males as well. So, yes, Jamaica is gaining some depth, some strength and depth. At this particular point, it's still considered collegiate, not really threatening anything on the global stage, but we'll get there. We'll definitely get there. And we're definitely impressed by the strides by our 800-meter athletes. And Kellyanne Befford is one such athlete. And yeah, I'm happy for her. Let's see what happens when she gets to the outdoor championships. Now, to touch on the final event here, it is the women's 200 meters. Now, Dejani Oakley trackies qualified with the second fastest time and winning her heat, her section actually running at 22.32 seconds. As like, wow, 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 wow. That's a massive run for Dejane. No, Dejane has been having a breakthrough season this year. So her dropping down to 22.3 is absolutely crazy for me. Unfortunately, like I did hint at earlier, the wind was above the allowable, so it doesn't register as a personal best, unfortunately, but it was still a great run. And I'm actually quite impressed, as I said, by her performances. No, she didn't take to the 100 meters, which was interesting to me, not seeing her there, but she definitely showed up in the two and did well and qualified. So yeah, I'm happy for this. And let's see what happens with Dejane when she gets outdoor. She's definitely going from strength to strength. And yeah, we're with her. Now, also, we had Nisha Berger. So Nisha Berger is also doing it big, and she ran at 22.48 seconds. Unfortunately, just like with Dejane Oakley, the wind was above the allowable. She had a positive 2.7 meters per second wind behind her, so it doesn't count, but still, track is fantastic running. And Nisha Berger is making her presence being felt as well over the 100 meters and the 200 meters. So good going from Nisha Berger. Now, track is interestingly, if you noticed, I unfortunately did not mention Kevona Davis as one of the athletes that qualified to the outdoor championships, which for me is very, shocking to say the least, because Kevona Davis, of course, is super talented, and we were hoping to see her, done or get to another outdoor championships. However, this time around, it was not meant to be. She's a senior, so this is her last year pretty much collegiately, and she will not be able to take up a spot at the NCAA Outdoor Division 1 Championships. Now, I did make reference of Dejane Oakley not running the 100 meters. It was the same thing for Kevona. Neither of them entered the 100 meters, which was an interesting move for me. It seems as though all their, potatoes were thrown into one basket. And unfortunately for Kevona, her time of 23.35 seconds was not fast enough to make it through to the next round. Now, we do know that she was coming off an injury, but it seems as though when she was at the Big 12 championship, she ran a 22.8. So it seems as though, she was returning, but I'm not sure what happened here in terms of why she is gone back to a 23.35. I don't know if she's not all the way over the injury, but since she's not going to the outdoor division 1 championships, I'm also wondering if, she'll have enough time to heal and get ready for the Jamaican championships, because that is the big one where, athletes have an opportunity to represent Jamaica in Paris. And that was major for Kevona, because coming off last season where she represented Jamaica at the outdoor world championships, we were hoping that Kevona Davis, and based on how she was training, would have a big season this year. And yeah, we're still looking out for that. She still has time, hopefully by now, and the trials, hopefully with her not having to worry about also going to the NCAA Division 1 championships, she can focus on potentially trying her hand at the 200 meters. And even though potentially she may be running the 1 and 2 at her trials, but the biggest opportunity for her is clearly the 2, right? So let's see if she'll be able to line up and be in good shape and vie for a spot, because she's one of those athletes that I was hoping would be good to try to get a spot on the team in the 200 meters to the Olympic Games later this year in Paris. Now, with that said, Trakkies, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As usual, don't forget to like the video and, of course, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.